Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. A man is but the product of his thoughts, what he thinks he becomes. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Where there is love, there is life. An eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. Palestine belongs to the Arabs in the same sense that England belongs to the English or France to the French. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. Most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm.
If you're going through hell, keep going. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. The best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with the average voter. Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Never, never, never give up.
There are many ways of going forward, but only one way of standing still. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Happiness lies in the joy of achievement and the thrill of creative effort. I ask you to judge me by the enemies I have made. Some politicians some years ago said that bad officials are elected by good voters who do not vote. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. Plans are nothing. Planning is everything. If you want total security, go to prison. There you're fed, clothed, given medical care, and so on. The only thing lacking is freedom. Any man who wants to be president is either an egomaniac or crazy. No one should ever sit in this office over 70 years old, and that I know.
God forgive you, but I never can. I would rather be a beggar and single than a queen and married. I do not want a husband who honors me as a queen if he does not love me as a woman. The past cannot be cured. Do not tell secrets to those whose faith and silence you have not already tested.
Too often we enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought. Things do not happen. Things are made to happen. There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction. Forgive your enemies, but never forget their names. Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. A lie told often enough becomes the truth. The goal of socialism is communism. When there is state, there can be no freedom, but when there is freedom, there will be no state. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. If one morning I walked on top of the water across the Potomac River, the headline that afternoon would read, "President Can't Swim." You aren't learning anything when you're talking. If 2 men agree on everything, you may be sure that one of them is doing the thinking. It always seems impossible until it's done. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. Money won't create success. The freedom to make it will. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. There is no such thing as part freedom. Forget the past. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. The ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. If a man has not discovered something that he will die for, he isn't fit to live. The time is always right to do what is right. If you live among wolves, you have to act like a wolf. Politicians are the same all over. They promise to build bridges even when there are no rivers. If one cannot catch a bird of paradise, better take a wet hen. In a fight, you don't stop to choose your cudgels. I not only use all the brains that I have, but all that I can borrow. The ear of the leader must ring with the voices of the people. If you want to make enemies, try to change something. Never attempt to murder a man who is committing suicide. The man who is swimming against the stream knows the strength of it. The only use of an obstacle is to be overcome. All that an obstacle does with brave men is not to frighten them, but to challenge them. The history of liberty is a history of resistance.